Someone recently asked me if I would be kind enough to upload a buying guide for audiophiles this Christmas season, and I said, sure, why not? This is the 2019 Holiday Buying Suggestions for Audiophiles. I usually find YouTube holiday gift guides entertaining. Every once in a while I find a product that I think is interesting, only to realize it wasn't all that great. So, in the spirit of the holiday season, I'm doing the same thing. Alright, there's a bit more here than that. A subscriber asked that I upload a holiday buying guide for audiophiles, and I said, why not? My buying guide is going to be a little different from others, however. Instead of talking about good deals you could find online, I'd prefer to suggest items that I think are more bang for your buck. There's a slight but meaningful difference. Good deal means a sale. Many things are on sale, many bad things are on sale, and money spent on bad products is money wasted. Consequently, I instead will recommend items that offer better return on investment, though they might cost a little bit more than some other competitors on sale. In the long run, I believe the suggestions I provide would be more meaningful. As with every buying guide, this is simply a list of things I think are worth consideration. Buy them, don't buy them, like them, hate them, agree or disagree, that is totally up to you. However, all of these recommendations are based on my personal experience. These are items that I have reviewed head-to-head on my channel or have used extensively. This guide is broken into several categories. Each category will have my first recommendation, then the alternative. Sometimes there are going to be 3 options, but I will keep these recommendations to a manageable list. You may find something else that might fit your requirements, which frankly is totally cool with me. Our buying guide consists of the following categories: closed-back headphones under $500 for neutrality, closed-back headphones under $500 for fun, open-back headphones under $500 for neutrality, open-back headphones under $500 for fun, best headphones for fun listening for over $500, best headphones for smooth listening, both under $500 and up to $1,500, portable amps and DAC, tube amplifiers, solid-state amplifiers, and finally, the most ridiculous product money can buy. And this one is just for the heck of it. So without further ado, let's get started. Closed-back headphones under $500 for neutrality. There are a number of headphones in this price range that are semi-neutral. We have lots to choose from, and my top contenders were a bit hard to select. There are so many good options. When I say neutral, I mean truly neutral, no emphasis or de-emphasis in any portion of the frequency range. Let me get this out of the way right now. The LCD-1 is not in this category. The LCD-1 is not a neutral flat headphone. It hides details and is frankly competing with alternatives that are both very similar in sound and cheaper. Sorry, Audeze, no cigar. But there are a few headphones I really do enjoy in this category. The first one should be no surprise. I really like the Audeze S4R. For a closed-back neutral headphone under $500, this is hard to beat. After repeated tests and months of use, I have to say that the S4R is one of the most neutral headphones I have heard. It is not fatiguing, has no harshness, has average soundstage, has a clean and undistorted sound profile. I won't find all the details in a mix, I'll be honest with you. It won't be for anyone who likes bass. But if you want something comfortable, hand-built, and which has parts that are cheaply available for replacement by the user, the S4R is an excellent choice. At approximately $300, it easily sits in the first position. The second headphone is one I have yet to officially review, but one that I think is excellent for the money. It is the Sennheiser HD380 Pro. I got my pair as a third-hand unit. The headband had been chewed on by some ravenous animal, but that was an easy fix. The HD380 Pro is very comfortable. It's an all-plastic build that doesn't feel particularly sturdy, but the detachable cable and folding design make it easy to toss around. I have used these headphones to monitor my recordings. The highs are crystal clear without harshness. The mids shine through most modern songs. The bass is deep but not overbearing. The overall sound signature is fairly neutral with a bit more sparkle than the Audeze S4R. I think these headphones are a little more comfortable than the S4R, by the way. The great thing about the 380 Pro is that they've been around for a long time. You can easily find a used pair for under $100 and a new or like-new pair for around $200. Closed-back headphones under $500 for fun. As if the list wasn't subjective enough, here comes the fun category. These are headphones I will reach for when I just want to rock out, whether or not they are comfortable or practical. Number 1, the Denon D2000. These were my first pair of Denon headphones ever. They're plastic, have an attached cable that irritates the hell out of me, and sometimes squeak like a mouse when I move the ear cups. But oh man, that sub-bass rumble is amazing to behold. Pair these headphones with a decent amplifier, find a rumbly song, and let the joy envelop you. With songs like Mountains by Hans Zimmer, the D2000 provides such amazing rumble that it feels like how I heard the music at a THX certified theater. These headphones are not for mixing or mastering or critical listening, they're for loose bass that just sounds good. These headphones were discontinued a long time ago, but you can find them on eBay from time to time in excellent condition for under $200. Number 2 is, well, the One More triple driver, and these are incredibly uncomfortable headphones. They make my ears hurt. The ear pads can't be changed. The clamping is like a vice. But that visceral bass response, the treble spike when someone is riffing on drums, is outstanding. The sound is crystal clear, undistorted, and fairly open for a closed-back headphone. I call these the Mini TH900 for a reason. With a good amplifier, these headphones should satisfy anyone with a desire for impactful bass. These typically go for $150, and they're worth it for that bass. Number 3, the NAD HP50. These are headphones I've discussed in a few videos. I've used them as comparison against the NDH20, for example. The HP50 isn't neutral or flat. It isn't a beautiful headphone, but it has some of the best stereo-like sound I have ever heard from a headphone. NAD's proprietary technology is so well implemented that it really does sound like you're listening to excellent speakers in a large room. The HP50 have very good detail retrieval, fairly neutral bass and mids, and a rolled-off treble. But there is plenty of air and some 3D effect to the headphones. These headphones are cheap. Totally brand new, you can get them for less than $150, but on the used market, I've seen them as low as $80. Yeah, totally worth it. Open-back headphones under $500 for Neutrality. Open-back headphones with Neutrality is also a little crowded. This one is a bit more difficult for me to list, but here it goes. Number 1, Hi-Fi Man Sundara. These are my first pick. I think they offer excellent clarity, clear bass, no distortion, and an open soundstage that beats the likes of the Audeze LCD-2 and the Sennheiser HD650. These are easy to wear for long periods, provide average detail retrieval, but are easy to listen to for hours on end. I have other Hi-Fi Man headphones, but if you want to get into the Hi-Fi Man world, I'd recommend you start with the Sundara over any of the cheaper offerings. The build is excellent, comfort is excellent, sound is excellent for the price. Truly a headphone to consider. These score for $350 brand new on Mastra, but you can find them about $50 to $100 cheaper on other websites. Goes to show Mastrop isn't the cheapest in town. Number 2, the Audeze S4. Yep, it's still one of the best neutral-sounding headphones I have heard under $500. It sounds more closed off, less soundstage than the Sundara, I will admit, but boy, is it flat. There's no harshness, no distortion, and the headphones, they have an average to above average detail depending on the equipment and songs you have. As with the S4R, these have fully replaceable parts. They are hand-built, just like their sibling. They are $300 as well, and worth a serious consideration. Some people might be a little upset that the Audeze LCD-2 isn't listed in this category at all, if not furious that the LCD-2 isn't number 1 in every category. Here's the thing. The LCD-2 is a good headphone, but it's not the best at anything. It's good, but not great. It does some things very well and many average. It does not have a neutral presentation. It has below average to average soundstage. If I could give an award for best cable design, I'd give that to the LCD-1, but that's not a category. Open back headphones under $500 for fun. Here we are again, the fun category. Get ready. Number 1, the Sennheiser HD6XX/650/660S. Okay, so this one is a tie. I couldn't help it. These Sennheiser headphones are fun to use. The 650 and 6XX are the same thing. They're smooth sounding without losing too much detail. They have about average soundstage, a little more than the LCD-1, but not as much as the Sundara. They are a bit mid-forward and keep excellent control over the treble while still letting through just a little bit of sparkle. In songs like Why Am I Like This by Orla Gartland, 1 to 2 decibels of sparkle in her voice really set her apart from the mix. It's just right. And that's the thing, these headphones work so well with a wide swath of music that it would be foolish not to list them. As for which one of these do you get? Well, that really depends on your sound preference. The 650 and 6XX sound the same since they are the same headphone. The 660S is a little different. The 660S has a slightly larger soundstage, a bit more emphasis in the treble, and a bit tighter bass than the 650. All 3 headphones can be found for under $500. These are workhorses. Number 2, the AudioQuest Nighthawk. Some of you know I have a very shaky relationship with AudioQuest. When I like their products, I really do like them, and I say it often when that is the case. But I am far more critical of AudioQuest's nefarious, deceptive ways. They don't know anything about computers and are constantly spouting nonsense about cables and USB ports. But be that as it may, the AudioQuest Nighthawk are among my most favorite headphones of all time. Technically, these are semi-open back, but I have to put them on the list anyway. These things are so audiophile amazing. Look, these don't provide a lot of detail. They have about average soundstage, but these are incredibly comfortable, sound nice and plush and warm, a boosted but still controlled bass, no harshness whatsoever, and clear mids. All of this makes a legitimate contender to the HD650. I got my pair for under $150, and you can easily find them for under $300. Best headphones for fun listening over $500. In this category, we mentioned headphones that are over $500, but worth consideration for the fun sound signature. Number 1, the Sennheiser Ava. I was and am truly impressed by these Chinese headphones. They are immaculately constructed, the ear pads are the best I have ever felt, the headphone is super comfortable, the sound is crystal clear with a bit of bass emphasis and a bit of sparkle in the treble frequency. These have above average soundstage and an almost 3D effect with some songs. Whether you want to use these for studio use or for pleasure, the Ava are an excellent choice. They cost $500 right now, which is a price decrease from the typical $600 MSRP. On some websites, you can currently find them for $450 brand new. Number 2, the Audeze XC. Oh man, these are monsters. They have exceptionally fast bass attack, a visceral response in the treble. If you want hard-hitting bass, these should be on your list. They look gorgeous, are made in America, and bring any recording to life. The extra energy in the treble, the impactful bass, and the slight mid-recess makes for a fun experience. These aren't great for orchestral or ambience music, but for rock, jazz, and the like, very good indeed. These cost $1,300 brand new. Number 3, the ZMF Atticus. I would be out of my mind not to recommend the Atticus. These are direct competitors to the XC in my opinion. It is possible that the bass might be slightly more impactful on the Atticus and the treble might be slightly more smooth than the XC. But other than that, the sound signature is very similar. I have a hard time choosing one over the other. That's why they're both on this list. The Atticus cost $1,100, which is the cheapest ZMF headphone currently. Number 4, the Focal Clear. I really like these headphones. The clarity, resolution, soundstage, detail, and dynamic range the Clear bring is so far unmatched by anything I have heard. While I really like my HD 800S, the Clear edges out the Sennheiser. It's that darn good. There is so much air and width, depth and distance, a unique 3D effect that I sometimes feel as if I'm experiencing my songs all over again. These are not Vocal's most expensive headphones, far from it, but they are among the best I have ever heard. Some people complain that the Clear has a metallic sound, something I never experienced throughout my listening tests. Consequently, your experience may vary. These are $1,500 and top out our list. Best headphones for smooth listening, both under $500 and up to $1,500. The reason I have this category is because I know there are many people who want a relaxing headphone. You know how it is. You come home from a particularly hard day after a series of hard days, and you're in a bad mood. You need something to take your mind off your stressful life. So you grab a can of beer or a glass of wine or a tall glass of whiskey, you sit down next to your music player, and you put on the special headphones. The ones that give you the smooth, soothing audio experience you need. That's the category we're talking about. Number 1. The ZMF Icon. This expensive headphone has got to be the smoothest, most relaxing headphone I've ever heard. There is something incredibly silky about the sound signature. There's no harshness, no peakiness, no distortion. They have an average to slightly above average soundstage. The bass is a bit on the looser side but still well controlled. The bids are a little forward and it's silky smooth. The treble is very well controlled, allowing just a bit of energy without ever getting harsh. These are headphones you have to audition to understand. They're expensive, as I said. At $1,400, these things would require you to move back in with your parents. Number 2. The Audeze LCD-2, the original version. I haven't officially reviewed these yet, but I really plan to. I started my Audeze journey by skipping to the EL8 first. Then I went back to the LCD-2 Phasor. Then I jumped back around. I finally decided to risk on the original LCD-2. You might recall the original LCD-2 had some driver issues. The version I got is with the upgraded driver, but before the phasers were introduced. These headphones are not quite as smooth as the Icon, but they're pretty darn close. They're big and bulky and heavy, but whenever I put them on, I can't stop listening to them. They have a slight bass emphasis, are mid-forward, and have the treble rolled off. You lose some detail with the smoothing effect, but that's okay with me. These are very hard to find. I think a reasonable price for a pair in excellent condition would be around $500. Number 3. The Audeze LCD-1. Here it is. It is on a list. Look, the LCD-1 are smooth criminals. They're smooth, and it's criminal for anyone to say that they provide exceptional detail. They don't. The LCD-1 are bass light, meaning you're not going to hear bass emphasis in hip-hop or pop songs. The mids are about 1 to 2 steps ahead of the mix. The treble is significantly rolled off. The soundstage is average at best, but these headphones are indeed smooth. I think that the AudioQuest Nighthawk would be competitors, but I haven't done an A and B test to determine if that is the case. Here you go, LCD-1 fans. These headphones made the category they deserve. At $400 MSRP, they aren't cheap, but they're the cheapest Audeze headphones you'll find. Number 4. The Neumann NDH-20. Just as with the LCD-1, the NDH-20 is definitely not a critical listening headphone. These are good for relaxing. They, however, do have a very claustrophobic soundstage. There are certain frequencies, like a grand piano, that these headphones have a hard time reproducing naturally. Indeed, it sometimes sounds like being stuck inside a shipping container with a piano. But these things are built like a tank, are easily driven, and otherwise sound very smooth. Best of all, these headphones have come down in price in the used market. You can find these now for about $350. Portable amplifier and DAC. Portable amp DACs have saturated the market. Which one do you get? Which one is the best bang for your buck? Newsflash, the Mojo is not on this list. It is definitely not bang for your buck. The continual build issues, poor battery life, lack of features, and awful customer support is plenty reason for me not to recommend the Mojo for this guide. If you go on Headfile, you'll find plenty of people willing to shill about this product. I'm not going to do that since I've done the test and know the downfall of the Mojo. However, we do have a number of excellent products worth consideration. Number 1. The Monolith THX AAA Portable. Yeah, the Monolith strikes again. This portable is exceptionally clean and clear. I compared it to the desktop version and found no noticeable sound difference. That's quite a feat. The portable can also easily drive any headphone up to 300 ohms. The portable has most of the features of the desktop version. It's easy to use, and it sounds crystal clear. At $280, this portable might be the only portable you really need. It's got a clean, distortion-free sound, numerous EQ settings you can select, Dirac Sensurround, which is fake surround sound that I think is useless, but it does in fact do something, and can work both off of USB and single-ended. Excellent. Number 2. The FiiO Q5. We're talking about the older version. The Q5S is a meh upgrade. Nothing really to talk about, and frankly, more cost for significantly less return. The Q5 doesn't have the full features of the Monolith, but it does have one major benefit: modules. The Q5 has interchangeable modules you can buy from FiiO. These modules offer various features: Bluetooth, balanced, THX AAA, more power output, etc., etc. Switching the modules isn't exactly quick since you'll need a screwdriver, but this feature makes the Q5 a jack of many trades. The Q5 retails for about $290 MSRP, but you can find it for about $200 on the used market. Number 3. The Little Bear B4X. I tested this portable tube amp against an amplifier 5 times its cost, the Oriolus BA300S, and I can say without hesitation that the two units are very similar in sound character. Other than the self-noise, which is louder on the B4X when nothing is playing, the two amplifiers would be hard to distinguish in a blind test. The Little Bear adds a little bit of that tube warmth while still retaining the bulk of the original sound's character. At $100 MSRP, the Little Bear is easy to recommend over the Oriolus, which costs nearly $500. Number 4. The iFi Micro IDSD Black Label. The name needs to be shortened, but this thing is a direct competitor to the Chord Mojo for sound signature alone. In a head-to-head test, the Black Label and Mojo were indistinguishable but for some very exceptionally slight variances. So why recommend this over the Mojo? Well, iFi has an excellent reputation to start with. The Black Label also comes with all its accessories in the box, unlike the Mojo. It has numerous usable connection options. It has significantly higher power output. It has filters. It has a normal volume knob that turns intuitively, and not some asinine 3 glowing orbs like out of someone's LSD nightmare. The Black Label is expensive, but with all the features packed, it theoretically could be your desktop and portable device in one. It costs $600 MSRP, but you can find it around $400 used. Tube Amplifier. There really is only one recommendation here. The only tube amplifier I think anybody really should try if they have the funds is the Dark Voice 336 SE. It is robust, sturdy, and has that tube goodness. You can easily roll the tubes, meaning you can change them to your heart's content until you find the perfect sound for you. It drives nearly any headphone. There really is no need to pay more money than the Dark Voice. There are some benefits you get with products from Woo Audio and Quad, but those are extreme luxury products. The Woo Audio WA7, for example, is an astonishingly smooth tube amplifier, but it also costs a ton of money. The Quad PA1 is also an amazing tube amplifier without the obvious smooth effect that the Woo Audio has. The Quad provides a bit more detail and resolution than the Woo Audio. But I think that the Dark Voice is where you should aim. You can obviously buy cheaper alternatives, but those cheaper alternatives either don't have the ability to drive higher impedance headphones, or their tubes are too small to make any noticeable difference. At $280 MSRP, the Dark Voice is a great deal, but you can find this amplifier for cheaper both on the used market and on eBay from reputable sellers. Solid-state amplifier. My solid-state desktop amplifier recommendation is one that is hard to do because there are so many good amps out there. I will emphasize that most modern amplifiers have very low distortion and noise. Consequently, I don't think it's worthwhile to constantly try to find the lowest THD number year after year. That said, let's get to the list. Number 1. The Monolith THX AAA Desktop. This is a jack of all trades for clear, undistorted sound. It's crystal clear with every headphone. It has a built-in DAC. It has EQ and fake surround sound effects. It can drive any headphone. It is small, and it competes against the Massdrop 789 without any noticeable difference. I've said before that the 789 requires more money. You'll need a balanced DAC to go along with that amplifier. And I just can't justify the price difference with that combination when you have more features with the same sound from Monolith. This is $500, but if you're looking for clean sound with balanced output without hassle, this is a great option. Number 2. The JDS Labs Element. I think this little unit is well built, in America, looks stylish, and has clean, undistorted sound. This is the amplifier I recommend when people ask for a cheaper alternative to the THX sound. Although the Element doesn't have balance and only works great with headphones up to 300 ohms, it is an amplifier you should consider. I conducted a test between it and the 789, and I concluded I found no coloration from the Element, and the sound difference, if there were any, were so imperceptible that I could not find them. The Element costs $350, and it sounds great. Number 3. The RME ADI2 DAC. I am always happy to use this little monster. You want features, a colorful LCD, meaningful connection options, clean and undistorted sound, and smooth presentation? Look no further than the RME. It's quite easy for me to pick the RME over the overhyped Rupert Neve amplifier. The RME is smart technology, well built. Oh, and the user manual is the best I've ever read. It is detailed and easily understood. This is an expensive unit at $1,100. I don't see it cheaper anywhere. But if you want excellent sound with jam-packed features, this is it. The most ridiculous product. This is incredibly easy. The most ridiculous product you can buy if money is no option. It's the Wu Audio WA8. This thing costs as much as a house payment. Wu Audio has the tenacity to call it portable when it weighs pounds. It comes with a protective pelican case you absolutely need, not to protect it from other things, but to protect other things from it. Yeah, it's that beefy. But it's so silky smooth. There are 3 tubes, all replaceable. There are tube settings easily adjustable. The volume knob feels so good to turn smooth, just like the sound. This is the most ridiculous product you can buy other than the Focal Utopia. The WA8 is totally unnecessary and a complete overkill. If you're rich, this is your bragging product. I hope this buying guide is of some help. No, it doesn't tell you what you must buy, but it does summarize my suggestions for things that have bang for your buck. Some of these items are on sale right now, while others might come on sale as we get closer to Christmas. Whatever you choose to buy, please make your decision after you've heard all points of view so that you can make an informed choice. If you find this content helpful, please consider donating a few bucks to me on Patreon. Just $2 a month will help me save money so that I can buy new and old products to review thoroughly for you. If you like this content, please subscribe. If you want me to review a product I currently own, please fill out the product review form in the description section below. I hope all of you have an amazing Thanksgiving and a peaceful end to your year. Take care.